Dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you all to hear and see this video message. In this video, I am going to explain cow production attitude in religions of Indian religions. Content for this video I given in the description. You can go through and study. In religiously diverse countries like India, leather vendors are typically careful to clarify the kinds of leather used in leather products. For example, leather shoes will bear a label identifying the animal from which the leather was taken. In this way, a Muslim would not accidentally purchase pigskin leather and a Hindu could avoid cow leather. Many Hindus who are vegetarians will not use any kind of leather. Jainism prohibits the use of leather because it is obtained by killing of animals. In Hinduism, the cow veneration in ancient India probably originated from the pastoral Aryans in the Vedic era, whose religious text called for non-violence towards all bipeds and quadrupeds, and often equated killing of a cow with the killing of a human being, especially a Brahmin. The Hyman 10.87.16 of the Hindu scripture Rigveda condemns all killing of men, cattle and horses and prays to God Agni to punish those who kill. The literature related to cow veneration became common in first millennium, and by about 1000 CE, vegetarianism, along with a taboo against beef, became a well accepted mainstream Hindu tradition. Vegetarianism is a part of the Hindu culture. There are many contradictions between the views of non-Indians and Indians or vegetarianism. Cattle, including cows, were neither inviolable nor revered in the ancient times as they were later, but he had not given any proof from the Vedas, Upanishads or any other Hindu scripture. God Krishna, one of the incarnation avatar of Vishnu, is associated with cows, adding to its endearment, but the symbol of the cow was used as a means of mobilizing Hindus. In Islam, with the arrival of Islamic rule as the Delhi Sultanate in the 12th century, Islamic dietary practices entered India. According to the verses of the Quran such as 16.5 to 8 and 23 chapter verses 21 to 23, God created cattle to benefit man and recommends Muslims to eat cattle meat but forbids pork. Cattle slaughter had been and continued to be a religiously approved practice among the Muslim rulers and the followers of Islam, particularly on festive occasions such as the Bakrid. While Muslims consider cattle to be a source of religiously acceptable meat, some Muslim Sufi sects of India practiced vegetarianism at least during periods of prayers and fasting. This Sufi practices was probably influenced by Hindus or Buddhists of South Asia. Cattle slaughter had been and continued to be religiously approved practices among the Muslim rulers and the followers of Islam, particularly on festive occasions such as the Eid-ul-Adha. Muslims sacrifice cows during the Eid-ul-Adha festival. Although goat slaughter is an available alternative for the festival, but Muslims in India have considered it imperative not to bow down to Hindu encroachments on their ancient right to sacrifice cows on Bakrid. In Jainism is against violence to all living beings, including cattle. According to the Jaina Sutras, humans must avoid all killings and slaughter because all living beings are fond of life. They suffer, they feel pain, they like to live and long to live. All beings should help each other live and prosper according to Jainism, not kill and slaughter each other. In the Jain tradition, neither monks nor laypersons should cause others or allow others to work in a slaughterhouse. Jains have led a historic campaign to ban the slaughter of cows and all other animals, particularly during their annual festival of Prayushana, also called Daslakshana by Digambara. Historical records, for example, state that the Jain leaders lobbied Mughal emperors to ban slaughter of cow and other animals during this 8 to 12 days period. In some cases, such as during the 16th century rule of Akbar, they were granted the request and an edict was issued by Akbar. In Buddhism, the text of Buddhism stated Ahimsa to be one of the 5 ethical precepts which requires a practicing Buddhist to refrain from killing living beings. Slaughtering cow has been a taboo, with some texts suggest taking care of a cow is a means of taking care of all living beings. Cattle is seen as a form of reformed human beings in the endless rebirth cycle in samsara. Protecting the animal life and being kind to cattle and other animals is good karma. The Buddhist text not only states that killing or eating meat is wrong, it urges Buddhist layperson to not operate slaughterhouse nor trade in meat. Indian Buddhist text encourages a plant-based diet. In Sikhism, Amritari Sikhs are those baptized with the Amrit have been strict vegetarians, abstaining from all eggs and meat, including cattle meat. Sikhs who eat meat seeks the Jakta method of producing meat, believing it to cause less suffering to the animal. Both initiated and uninitiated Sikhs are strictly prohibited from eating meat from animals slaughterhouse by halal method known as kutta meat, where the animal is killed by exsanguination via throat cutting. The uninitiated Sikhs who are not habitual meat eaters by choice, and the beef, that is cow meat, has been a traditional taboo. Zoroastrianism. In Zoroastrianism, the term Zeus Urva means the spirit of the cow and is interpreted as the soul of the earth. In the Habunavaiti Gada, Sarutrasra or Zoroaster accuses some of his core religionists of abusing the cow. Agura Mazda tells Zoroaster to protect the cow. After fleeing to India, many Zoroastrians stopped eating beef out of the respect for Hindus living there. In Judaism, traditional Judaism considers beef kosher and permissible as food as long as the cow is slaughtered in a religious ritual called Shiktita and the meat is not served in a meal that include any dairy foods. In Christianity, beef is allowed to be eaten and has been eaten across Christian followers in different parts of India for centuries. There are no explicit food restriction in a Christianity. The diet rulers vary among Christian denominations, with some not advocating any restriction. Devout Catholics and Orthodox Christians avoid meat on Fridays and particularly during Lent. Bible says about cattle slaughtering in Genesis chapter 9 verse 2 to 4 with a condition. Every animal on earth, every bird in the air, every animal that crawls on the ground, and every fish in the sea will be afraid of you. All of them will be under your control. In the fast I gave you the green plants to eat. Now every animal will also be food for you. I give you everything on earth, it is yours. But I give you one command, you must not eat meat eat meat that still has its life, that is blood in it.